Film Noir Wrestling presentation. Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee, but it's just Jessica Carr. Like and subscribe for more ASMR wrestling content. In the background there, the official of this matchup, someone who Becky Lynch has had major issues with as of late, Jessica Carr. In over a decade, in her first telling me AJ Lee after 10 years in the wilderness, albeit with a couple of matches with nicknamed the AJ Lee would be an absolute joke. The win War Games cost Becky her first reign as Intercontinental Championship and now hopes to win the title for Becky tonight. If you're Becky, what strategy do you use coming into this against AJ Lee? You absolutely smell the AJ Lee. I promise you right now, the nerves in AJ Lee are going to be... But right now, AJ Lee must feel like the loneliest person on planet Earth 10 years removed from being in this exact situation. Becky told me earlier today that she's going to try to out-wrestle AJ Lee, realizing AJ may be rusty. Of course, it's been a decade since you mentioned she's been in a one-on-one match. And I'll tell you right now, I went through the developmental system in WWE alongside AJ Lee, and that means there's nowhere to hide. AJ telling me earlier that she won one of her Divas Championships here in Chicago, returned here last year, and has to roll through an AJ nice takedown cover now on the champ and a kick out. For AJ, how does she win the title? Oh, look at this. Oh, here we go. You're rolling up Becky and a kick out. But what's the key to success been for AJ when it comes to Becky Lynch over the past 6 months? Has been that Black Widow submission. That is something that I genuinely think lingers in the mind of Becky Lynch, and there's some real fear for Becky. Has to hold those emotions in check tonight, not let this crowd get under her skin. Well, I think Becky Lynch came into this one thinking it would be over by now. It was going to be 2 or 3 minutes. She was going to rush AJ Lee. AJ Lee has just not allowed that to happen. And now the frustration about self-doubt kicking in for Becky Lynch. Hammerlocking Becky Lynch now writhing in pain. And look at AJ Lee now continuing the pressure. Will Becky path? If she does, AJ wins the title. And Becky now turns it into a hammerlock of her own. AJ must pin or tap Lynch to win the title. Countouts, disqualifications, though. Doesn't help AJ at all. When that frustration on the outside, you saw Becky Lynch booing the hell out of our security barrier, and that skipping around the ring from AJ Lee is not going to help the mindset of the Intercontinental Champ. And Becky barking at Jessica Carr, who she calls the most crooked referee in the history of WWE. The World Biblical of Fast Town Jar has cost Becky Lynch championships before. Well, who knows what she's up to again tonight. I'm keeping a very close eye on this referee who I simply do not trust, and I know Becky Lynch feels the exact same. What AJ Lee tried to go up over the top, intercepted by Lynch. Oh, AJ, that white hate down. And now a drop kick to Becky. God, how crisp and nimble has AJ Lee been in the early goings. I certainly wasn't expecting. Oh, that changes everything. Well, hey, and that's what you're talking about, training. Training is great. Training is important, but these are live rounds now. You never get drilled at the same level in training as you do when the spotlight's on and Joel is on the line. And especially with Becky, who just has a little more malice in every one of her punches to AJ Lee. This has become so personal. Yeah, there's a lot of ego on the line here. Obviously, all the talk is about the Intercontinental Championship, which is huge in WrestleMania season. But these are 2 women who between them, hot women's wrestling where it is today. Who's gonna get the credit? Perhaps whoever wins this match in WWE, and now she's mouthing off to the over 19,000 in Chicago here tonight, taking Lynch down a peg or 2. Has proven to be incredibly difficult for a lot of women in the locker room. I think a lot of people think she's an arrogant bullet. There's also a champion over here. She's so serious energy. It's a conspiracy theory. If the conspiracy makes things up, and who she does it in. Obviously, don't follow her on social media. You'll try boo. Subscribe to your Patreon too. And all the inside gosh, she also called you the biggest liar on the commentary table, and you've just proven her right. And you won a Bexy Award for it. I didn't accept it. And AJ now whipped into the corner by Lynch, who's hammering her way with AJ Lee. And Becky looking for the death flow here. AJ dropped in the corner of Becky Lee now with a kick into the cover to retain the Intercontinental title. And Becky's done a great job taking this crowd out of the match. When you have a lack of reps, as AJ obviously does with 10 years out, suddenly you hit a brick wall when when it comes to your cardio and conditioning, kind of thing that simply cannot be helped in training alone. Now, ran right into her right hand. AJ's trying to rally there, and Becky Lynch stopped her in her tracks. Well, AJ is certainly an emotionally volatile individual. She says herself she can be erratic at times, and I think the provocation might have lit a fire inside AJ here. I was gonna say I don't think erratic is bad right now against the Intercontinental Champion, and here comes Lee. AJ Lee unloading on Becky Lynch. Here comes AJ. Becky though, kick right to the midsection. An uppercut style by big time Bex. AJ Lee though, quickly off the ropes. Then hanging with a nice bulldog better that's finally knocked the steam out of Becky Lynch, which has got that frame that is simply built for speed and being elusive, and now speed is starting to come to the fore now, finding a major second wind here. Yeah, picking up some momentum into the corner though. Becky sidestepped. This time she got caught, went to the well once too often. Telegraphed that when AJ Lee stops Becky Lynch. Looks like AJ Lee has suddenly got a major spark back to the China Wizard. Lee for the title. Why? Becky kicks out. Well, AJ sent to the corner. Becky ducks underneath looking for the manhandle slam. AJ though, able to counter. Rolls into a pinning combination. A kick out by the champ at 2. It now on AJ Lee, who's got it kicked out at 2. Well, if this turns into a chess game, it may start to favor AJ Lee and a Mayo. Looking for the Black Widow, but Becky Lynch countered. Cover for the win to retain, and a kick out at 2. Now she's already tapped twice to it over the past 6 months. Becky, is she getting frustrated? Wait and look at this. Becky Lynch now. Wow, exposing the steel turnbuckle. The referee missed the entire thing there. While she was dealing with AJ, she was doing her job. Wait for any debating that. Superplex. Well, yeah, Becky now. With an armbar. That on AJ Lee. And AJ now. Yeah, I'm gonna try to counter this and smart move. Yeah, and now rolls over Lynch, forces the break off the pin. With big kick by AJ, Becky may be out. Can AJ capitalize? Yeah, right on the temple, but too much has been taken out of AJ Lee. Cover now for Lee. Becky survives it too. Yeah, just a groggy pin there from AJ Lee, who's at the stuffing knocked out of it already. Compounds on the pin quick enough, giving Lynch just enough time to kick out. And now the official Jessica Carr. Realizing that the protective padding has come off the turnbuckle, gonna put it back on. Oh no. Roll up by Becky. Jessica Carr, momentarily stunned. Lets a slow count. Oh no. Becky just took out Jessica Carr in that footage at whole spin. She didn't seem to give a damn. And now AJ Lee with a Black Widow. The Black Widow locked in on Becky Lynch. Well, Becky's tapping. The ref doesn't see it. AJ should win the title. You know as well as I do that's not how it was. But Becky Lynch may have snapped at that point. That was locked in a long time. Ref did not see it. Ref cannot give the call. Well, AJ Lee should be the Intercontinental Champion right now. Look for more diet here. But it might be starting to dawn on the champ that tonight is just not your my Becky Lynch. No more, I'm standing here and that's why let you do that. And now AJ rolling up Becky, and a kick out at 2. Again, this rivalry between Lynch and Jessica Carr. Nice takedown by AJ Lee continues here. No. I was women clinging on by a thread at this point, looking completely rattled understandably. And Becky colliding with the exposed turnbuckle. The turnbuckle that Becky exposed. Watch Widow, center of the wing. The referee's right there. Becky taps out. AJ wins the Intercontinental title. Here